How's it going, everybody? Nathaniel from RCInsight here, and today I'm reviewing the Beats Studio 3 Wireless Headphones. This is the Skyline Collection Shadow Gray Edition. I got this a few months ago. There is an unboxing video on my channel, and in that video I said I would be reviewing this after I had worn them for a few months and giving my verdict. So I'm going to break down everything there is to talk about when it comes to these headphones in this video. Talk about the feel, the design, the things I don't like, the things that I do like, and overall whether I think this is a good purchase for you or not. So that is what I'm going to cover in this review. If you're interested in the unboxing, I will leave a link to that in the description because I'm not going to talk about the packaging or any of that. That is all covered in my unboxing video, and that is going to be totally skipped over here. I am just focusing on the headphones in this one. So with all that said, let's jump right into this. So first, I'm going to start out with the headphones themselves and how they work, features, all that sort of stuff. So these headphones, they have a little fold-in feature. They clip and they fold in like this, and it's a fairly simple mechanism. It does require a little bit of force, and it clicks in, and then it clicks out of into place like that. So very easy to transport. They are quite compact, but also strong enough that it's not just going to like magically folding on you if it's shaking around. You do need a little bit of force in order to clip it inwards. They're also adjustable, like so. You can pull down and put them back in so that you can get it to custom fit to your head, I guess, a little bit. So that is kind of what you have in terms of adjustability with these headphones. You have a little on-off here button on the right headphone, and so you hold that down, it'll turn on. There's 5 lights here, white lights, and they indicate how good your charge is, and again, you hold that down to turn it back off. This is obviously also how you would pair it with a new device. If you hold it down for, I think, like 5 seconds or something like that, then it'll flash blue and you'll be able to pair it with a new device. On the other side here, we have the control center, I guess, and so this side, these things are actually clickable. This circle and the Beats logo are both clickable, and so you can hear when you click that in, that will both pause and play the music track, and top and bottom here adjust the volume. Now, there are also some other feature compatibility here. I believe there's a way to fast forward, rewind, skip tracks, that sort of stuff, but I'm not sure it's compatible with my Samsung phone. It may be an Apple exclusive feature, and because Beats is owned by Apple, it is important to know that these are optimized to work with Apple devices, and it comes with an instruction manual. You can kind of read through all the feature options there. There's definitely Apple exclusive features to this product that I can't really talk too much about because I don't have an Apple product, but they are there, and so keep in mind that this is designed to have some Apple compatibility. So moving on from the features, talking about the overall design and feel, it has a very nice color scheme. I like the dark gray with the gold accents. It looks very nice, and it has cushions both under the headband here and then some nice cushioning on the sides. So I do like the cushion along the top. It does make it a little soft for your head, but I can still feel like even with that cushion, when I have these on tight, if there's something that I'm doing that I need the headphones to stay on my head, I can definitely still sometimes notice that kind of digging into my head a little bit, I feel, especially if I've had them on for a long time. And so I have a slight annoyance with that. And same thing with these cushions around the ears. They're very nice. They're soft cushions, but I wish there was a little bit more clearance between the actual speaker and the ear cushion, because I can, when I put them on, still feel the kind of inside of the headphones touching my ears, and that does, I don't quite love that. I like having that extra little bit of space when I'm wearing headphones like this. It is very soft and cushioned in by the ear, so that does take away some of that, but that is just a small complaint I have. The other thing worth noting is that when it folds in like this and it actually sits in the case, and it sits in the case quite nicely, I will show you that. It sits in here no problem, but it is a little compact, and so that can actually push in on the cushions a little bit, and if it's in the case for a long time, you'll notice it can be a little indented, and I noticed that when I actually got this first in the box. It does puff right back out. It's not too big of a concern, but again, just so you know, there is a little bit of that where the foam does kind of get indented, and you can still kind of see it a little bit here from the way this thing is stored. So when it comes to actual listening options, first off, I will say that this thing has incredible sound. Like, it sounds top notch, and if you know how to customize the EQ on your phone, you can make this sound even better by messing around with settings to tailor it to your liking. You can get heavy bass, heavy treble, whatever you're looking for, right? You can customize it to the genres of music you're looking for on your phone, and whatever that is, it will come through loud, clear, and crisp on these speakers. They are top-notch headphones from a sound perspective. Probably my favorite from a sound perspective. Very, very solid in that aspect. They are also wireless, as we've discussed, and so you'll notice that this is the little charging port. It charges relatively quickly, and it uses a traditional mini USB. I do kind of wish it was USB-C, as that is becoming more and more standard, and it would make a lot of sense for a new wireless headphone like this to be USB-C charging. It would also be a little bit faster charging, but nonetheless, it's still pretty fast, and so I'll take what I get. And mini USB is very standard at this point as well. I will also say that the battery life here is very solid in my opinion. I would have to guesstimate it at around 12 hours. I haven't actually timed it out, but I get a lot of life out of each charge. Like it's really solid, and I use it for work all the time when my shifts, and I can go. I'm working a part-time job, but I can go, several days before needing to recharge it for work, and so that's really nice. It also is noise canceling, which again is very useful for the work that I'm doing. The noise canceling is not exceptional on the level of like a Bose headphone, in my opinion. I don't think it's quite as strong. I don't think it blocks out quite as much, but it is still solid. And when you've got music playing, as opposed to just the noise canceling on, the noise canceling by itself is only okay, but when the music's playing, it does do a pretty good job at canceling out surrounding noises. You are going to struggle to hear what people are saying if you've got the noise canceling on, but I do think Bose has a slight edge in the noise canceling department. There is also a wired option, and it does come with a wired cable so that you can plug it into your headphone jack, which Apples don't even have anymore, and you can listen that way as well. So if you are caught without a charge, fear not, you can still listen to this so long as you have a typical headphone jack. That shouldn't be too much of an issue. So it is, I think, nice, even though I've never used the wired feature here because I vastly prefer wireless. It's nice to have that as a fallback if you forgot to charge it. It doesn't mean that all of a sudden you're screwed, you're out, you can't listen to music. There's always a way to listen to music with these things. So that is very nice. So now on to some of the things that I don't like, and there's two major complaints that I have. The first is you'll notice how the headphone is quite flexible around the connection point here. I don't know what you would call it. It's almost like on a little bit ball bearing. So the actual earpiece itself is very flexible, and I have long hair, so I find that often when I wear this thing, it actually helps keep my hair back, but hair can get stuck in and around these moving joints, and when I go to take it off, it can be very painful and it can rip my hairs out. And so that is something that I really find unpleasant, and I do not like a whole bunch. The other thing that I really, really bothers me is that it seems to randomly connect and disconnect. And so I'll be listening, all of a sudden it'll go quiet, I'll hear the do that says it's disconnected, and then 2 seconds later I'll come back on with the do and it will have reconnected. And I don't know why it does that. It's not like shutting off and staying off, but it will frequently disconnect and reconnect. And especially with me working a job where I'm using the noise canceling, as soon as the noise canceling turns off, the noise around me is very loud, and I basically use it as dual music and ear protection. Having it turn off and on, it's just frustrating when you're listening to music and it turns off and on, or watching a video and it turns off and on. But that also compounds it, and so I don't know why it does that, and that is my biggest complaint with this, is the on and off, and I don't know if it's a compatibility thing with my Samsung or what, but I think it does it with my Apple computer when I have it connected to that rarely as well. So I don't know what that's about. I haven't really looked into it yet, and I probably will, but it is frustrating, and it is happening to me. So if it's happening to me, there's no reason it couldn't happen to you, so I figure it's worth warning you about that. I would also say that there is some comfort issues with this. I don't think it's the most comfortable headphone, and I don't think the noise canceling is the best. It doesn't compare to like a Bose in terms of comfort and noise canceling. So I feel like it misses the mark a little bit there. But on the pros side of things, it has great sound, great battery life, and you know, it's got that extra compatibility with Apple, so if you have an Apple device, that's great. And I do like the on headphone controls a lot better than most headphones. It gives you a lot more immediate options without opening up your phone, and so I really like that as well. At the end of the day, you know, there's things that I really love about these Beats, and I've had Bose in the past, and there's things that I really love about the Bose. There's things that I also really dislike about both of them. So at the end of the day, it's hard for me to truly recommend one over the other, and I think ultimately it comes down to what you've had the best experience with yourself. If you have an Apple, I don't know if you're going to beat the compatibility of the Beats. And so I think that might push you over the edge. But ultimately, it's hard for me to give you any advice because really, there's so many pros and cons to both headphones that I've had in the past. These do not blow my Bose out of the water. There's things that I like better about them. There's things I like less about them. Overall, I do think it's a good headphone, and certainly if you've had Beats before, you're probably going to be inclined to stick with them. Even though they are not my favorite headphone of all time, I think they're very solid. And the sound, if you're someone who really is into the sound of things, the sound here is incredible, and I don't know if you could find something that beats the sound of these, no pun intended. So overall, I do think it's a decent headphone. If you are an Apple user, I would probably recommend them. Otherwise, I think you really have to do price comparison, kind of figure out what exactly it is you're looking for, what types of headphones you're pitting against each other in order to fully make an educated decision. These are not far and away the best option. It's not like you should drop everything and only get Beats, but they are a very good headphone. So guys, that is my review of the Beats Studio Wireless 3 Skyline Collection Shadow Gray Edition. All those extra things on the end there. It's my review of the Studio Wireless 3. I think it's a decent headphone. If you guys like this video, click the like button down below. It is a great way for you to show your support. As always, if you're interested in this type of content, check out my channel. I have an electronics playlist. I cover electronic stuff on a semi-regular basis, so if that interests you, check it out. It's not the only thing that my channel does. I have a lot of focus on toys, games, hobbies, all that sort of stuff. Lego's really been a focus of late, but I cover kind of anything that's toy, tech, game, and kind of all that sort of stuff on my channel, so I'm sure there's something there for you. If that interests you, check it out, subscribe, and with all that said, thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and I will see you in the next one.